here's a MeteoMark weather update. Thank you, Robert Jason Stone, for sending in this photo here of Denver, Colorado. Here we've got a nice picture of a tornado, and this was at the Denver airport, taken by Josh Fitzpatrick here. You can see a very nice, well-defined tornado, along with the severe weather that's been occurring across much of the eastern part of the Rocky Mountains and the plains here. So very nice. This is from Josh Fitzpatrick, WSAZ's photo of the day here at MeteoMark. Take a look at, we're going to look at our tropical update here fairly quickly. Let's look at Tropical Storm Barry. Continues to churn here. It's now a tropical storm in the Bay of Campeche on this Wednesday afternoon. Barry is going to continue towards the west-northwest, slow but steady towards the the eastern Mexican coastline here, and the main threat will be heavy rains, 10 to 15 inches of rain likely, and some of this moisture could make it up to South Texas by the weekend, so we'll have to watch for some possible flooding rains there. But this is Barry, looking well defined on the infrared satellite picture. It's a minimal tropical storm. Winds anywhere from 35 to 45 knots, higher gust to 45 knots, and it's continuing towards the west-northwest. We don't have any other areas of interest for the tropics. Barry will not be allowed to strengthen too much before it makes landfall sometime on Thursday. So that's it for the tropics, pretty much benign at this point. Here we have 48-hour rainfall through Friday evening. Look at the northern plains here, anywhere from 2 to 3 inches, upwards of 4 inches in northern Minnesota and North Dakota here, parts of southern Canada here. We have a stalled out front here with energy riding along this front, and that's where we're going to see the focal point for severe weather, and I'll discuss that shortly here. And here across the east, we have this disturbance that's continuing in Florida. It seems like Florida can't catch a break with rain this year. An additional 2 to 3 inches over from Jacksonville over to Tallahassee. So let's get right into something that's going to play into a warming trend for parts of the Northeast and the East Coast. This is warm air from the areas of the Aleutian Islands and Alaska. And usually our warm air comes from a southerly component across the southern states up to the central plains. But this time it's going to come from Alaska up here and then move southeastward over across central and eastern Canada, and then move southeastward for the weekend into next week. It's going to be very interesting because we're in a very interesting pattern. Most of the warm air across North America, southern North America, is going to be bottled up across the plains and the Gulf Coast, so it won't have a chance to make it northeastward. So it's interesting to see that a lot of the warmer air is actually coming over from the northwestern part of North America. Quite interesting, to say the least. Now it does modify as it heads southeast across the continent, obviously. So let's get right into those temperatures and the weather for your Thursday. High pressure building in across much of the northeast and eastern Canada, Quebec over to Ottawa, Montreal, Toronto, London. These areas all looking very nice. Over to Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Binghamton, heading over to Worcester, Boston, up to Augusta, extending down towards Atlantic City, Philadelphia, Harrisburg, Pittsburgh. All these areas in here, extending down towards the central Appalachians. We're looking really good. And temperatures in the 70s, low 70s, even some upper 60s here in northern New England, and low to mid 20 degrees Celsius weather here in southeastern Canada. Here's where the problem is. We got severe weather developing here, threat of tornadoes in Montana tomorrow with this developing system here, and waves of short waves will ride along this. Very cool, dry air in the mid to upper layers. Good hail-producing storms, so we'll see those storms that actually sit and drop a couple inches of hail. So not looking very good across the northern plains, looking very warm across the southern plains here in the 90s. So let's put the maps into motion here for your TGIF. High pressure continues to build across the east for a couple more days here, and temperatures, you can see those temperatures begin to moderate into the 80s. That's some of that warmer air coming down through Canada, to say the least. That's quite interesting. But across the northern plains here, it doesn't look like this moved very much. You got severe weather continuing across the Dakotas, parts of Montana, severe weather, tornadoes a high threat, along with golf ball to baseball sized hail, and damaging straight line winds will also be a threat. But don't forget about the flash flooding too. This will be a problem. Southern plains continues to bake here. We'll have that isolated shower or thunderstorm possible, but we're not looking too much at showers and thunderstorm capabilities. And here across Florida, we continue with the rain, especially in northern Florida, from that area from Tallahassee over to Jacksonville, and clipping parts of southern Georgia, heading up to eastern South Carolina. So that's what we're looking at the next couple days. I'll have a more comprehensive update tomorrow for your weekend weather. That's getting us through the end of the work week. Like me on Facebook at MeteoMark. Subscribe to me on YouTube at MeteoMark.com. Here's a 4-day forecast for my hometown viewers from Binghamton to Elmira and the northern tier counties of Pennsylvania. We're looking on into the day. Your nice Thursday here. Look at this, sunny. Even your TGIF sunny. We're starting out kind of chilly tomorrow morning. Low 40s for many of the valleys. We're approaching Friday. We're starting to get into the 80s here. Saturday, and then Sunday will be your only threat of a chance of a thunderstorm, although it's a very low chance. We're looking at highs in the mid-80s, so things are starting to look more summer-like. So that's going to do it for MeteoMark.